If you like audiobooks or audio shows, check out a free trial of Audible. Just click the link in the description.
Welcome to MINDSHOCK True Crime. This is your host, Bruce McGuire. Today we're going over a potential fraud case. We don't go over fraud a lot on MINDSHOCK True Crime. We did go over that college scandal with the actress from Full House. I don't even actually remember her name anymore. JR and I went over that a while ago. And that's pretty much been most of the extent of the fraud coverage on MINDSHOCK. Today we're taking a look at a relatively popular case, that of the Kim Kardashian sex tape, possible second sex tape, and sex tape fraud. And how possibly brilliant of an idea this is, if it's true. This was requested on MINDSHOCK, so again, I don't know if this is worthy of an extreme deep dive, but I'll cover it, and we'll go over the extent of the fraud here. As always, if you enjoy the MINDSHOCK podcast, find it interesting and informative and entertaining, you can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications. You can also become a YouTube member right here on YouTube for access to exclusive streams and chats. Like and share the podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Patreon. Patrons do get priority for case topic, logical analysis, co-podcast, or requests. You can also be a guest on the podcast depending on your tier. Questions, comments, theories, non-suggestions, rebuttals, debunkings of any kind, leave them in the comment section. All right, so for those that don't know, the Kardashians technically became famous after this sex tape, although, of course, Kardashian was the head of the Kardashian family was a lawyer in the O.J. Simpson case. So that was probably the beginning of the fame. But the major superstardom actually stemmed from Kim Kardashian's sex tape. Now, was this all manufactured? I'm not going to get into the society's obsession with sex tapes and celebrity sex tapes. I mean, this is definitely weird, and we're going to try not to turn into TMZ too much here, but just logically analyzing the fraud scheme, if it was such. So certain parties allege, like her sex tape partner Ray J leaked some DMs or whatever, that alludes, if not explicitly proves, that Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian's mother, Kim Kardashian's own mother, was behind the sex tape leak. Supposedly, it was some kind of business deal between Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, and Ray J. Apparently, they discussed this plot. I don't know if it was clear that it was after the sex tape was made or before. If it was before, I guess possibly that makes it more of an ingenious fraud scheme. Because what happened here? So they decide to leak the sex tape themselves, knowing that eventually some big company is going to pick it up and release it either legally or illegally. And then they sue the company and they settle for millions and millions of dollars. I mean, that's a pretty good fraud scheme, is it not? If you're into sex tapes and you're willing to do that and you're a celebrity or a semi-celebrity, whatever, C-list, D-list, whatever she was at the time, and then that catapulted her into A-list. Now, again, I don't really want to make fun of her because she's actually an advocate for wrongful convictions and such. And so, yeah, good on her for using her status to help innocent people in prison. I mean, that's admirable, no matter how much people want to trash Kim Kardashian. And I'm not trashing her per se here. I'm actually saying that it's a pretty intelligent fraud scheme if you're going to go about it that way, and if it was all manufactured to unfold this particular way. Because if this is true, and this is MINDSHOCK, so I'm not alleging anything is true or untrue. These are the claims being put forth by Ray J, and other theorists have theorized this for a while. Again, this is obviously not my scope of expertise in celebrity culture, but just looking at the limited available information we do have, is it beyond the realm of possibility that Kim Kardashian wanted to make a lot of money with the release of this sex tape, and not only possibly being privy to some kind of revenues, but also a massive lawsuit settlement from the company? Now, if it does come out that Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian are behind the leak itself, so how would they say? I'm not 100% sure the extent of this fraud, because it would be depending. Because if they, what exactly is a leak? Because if they gave it to numerous parties, they can just say they gave it to those parties for private viewing purposes, not for distribution deals per se. And then if those parties happen to share it with other companies that wanted to release and distribute it, who owns the right to that video? Obviously, the creators own the rights. So is it a clear-cut fraud case, or did Kim Kardashian claim that the tape was stolen and that it was only in her possession? And how would that affect legal liability in encompassing all of these parties? Because let's say, I mean, is this a type of entrapment as well? Because let's say Kim Kardashian gives the tape to some random person acting as an agent. This random person goes to this distribution company, this adult video distribution company, and gives them the tape, puts it in their hands. How do they handle it? Because if they don't own the rights to it, they release it without owning the rights to it. So if there was no deal made there, is it technically not fraud? Because Kim Kardashian, even though she herself and her mother plotted to leak this, is that not really relevant because the distribution company released it without the permission of the copyright holders? So even whether they leaked it on purpose or not, are they still entitled to the settlement amount? So, and is it fraud per se? Because if they're claiming that it was stolen from them by the agent when it wasn't, but even if it was, whether it was or wasn't, does that change the fraud aspect of this entire case? Now, again, this is not my area of expertise. I am not claiming anything is true or untrue, but it is quite interesting, and it's kind of undeniable that it seems to be smart business if you're only looking at money. Like, if you want to throw morality out the window and all that stuff, obviously subjectively perceived, but business-wise, that seems like a pretty good move for, like, let's say, C or D list celebrities that want to move up the rank to A or B list celebrity. I mean, it's kind of passe now. I mean, I don't know how much value there is in doing that right now. For A-listers, they could obviously probably make a lot of money doing that, but they don't necessarily need to because they're already A-listers making a lot of money. The C and D listers, I mean, again, sex tapes aren't exactly rare these days like they were in the 90s or early 2000s. Different time. The internet has kind of, I don't know, has the internet jaded literally everyone to everything? You could make an argument for that. But staying on topic here, what is everybody's opinion of a mother who would technically pimp out her own daughter, but theoretically, if it was the daughter's idea, I mean, who's the brainchild here? Was it really the mother, or was it kind of like a 50-50, or even a 33 and a third, 33 and a third, 33 and a third with Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, and Ray J? I don't know. Those with more information and that follow celebrity culture can chime in here and give their thoughts and theories on this peculiar unfolding of events that, again, if this was done this way, it's kind of hard to argue from a purely cold and emotionalist standpoint that that's a pretty interesting and intelligent plot in terms of a business decision and making some money to springboard into a higher celebrity status. I mean, that's as far as I'm really willing to go and examine this topic. So apologies for those that wanted a more thorough and comprehensive examination that MINDSHOCK is known for. But I mean, there's really not a lot more here. I don't know if there's a lot more to explore here without going into Illuminati conspiracy theories. And I could possibly do that, but that would more fall in line with other subject matter than this possible fraud. I guess the only way that it would be real fraud is if somehow the agent, if Kim Kardashian somehow gave the rights to this person that they leaked the tape to, and that was presented to the distribution company, and then she went back on it, and then they had some kind of settlement. Other than that, I mean, I'm not sure if this is a clear-cut fraud case. But hope you guys enjoyed another edition of MINDSHOCK True Crime. If you enjoy the podcast, you can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can also become a YouTube member. Like and share Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Patreon. Patreon to get priority for case topic, logical analysis, co-podcast, and requests. You can also be a guest on the podcast depending on your tier. Questions, comments, theories, thoughts, suggestions, rebuttals, debunkings of any kind, leave them in the comment section. This is Bruce McGuire signing off. Catch you guys next time.